What is up? Welcome to the March 2024 market update. We are really excited to have you here. We're right in the middle of spring selling season. The market is really busy, as it always is this time of year. We're enjoying beautiful weather and people are out looking at houses and doing what they do. We've got spring training going, all kinds of great things happening here in the Valley. And our market is doing kind of what we expected it to do. We've really seen things ramp up here over the course of the last 30 days or so. So one of the things that caught my eye really recently was watching the amount of pendings we have right now. So what we're seeing in the market has been, I think, a little bit of a surprise to everybody, given that interest rates have stayed as elevated as they have. We've seen our active inventory grow. So what we're seeing is this inventory coming on the market and it's just getting absorbed right away. So last month we had that 3.6 month supply of inventory. We're down to 2.7 month supply. So we're seeing things trend back more and tip in those sellers' favor just a little bit. And we've kind of talked about this last couple of market updates, where what we're seeing is these buyers are actively out, they're looking, they're making offers. We're not seeing the crazy bidding wars that we were seeing before, but we are seeing multiple offers on our property, and that is a direct result of interest rates kind of holding people's ability to bid way over down because of just that monthly payment situation. So with all of that, we would probably think, okay, well, maybe we're starting to see some prices soften. Well, it's actually been the opposite. Interesting enough, I just looked at this before we hopped on camera, and I looked back about 2 years, because 2 years ago, I would say in March was about the height of the market. We were really in all-out bidding wars and things were really crazy. And 2 years ago, the median price in Arizona for Maricopa County was around $450,000. It's at $440 right now, so we're about 10,000 under. But the average sales price was about $570, and now it's about $581, so it's actually up. So when we see the average up over the median, what it tells us is that upper end of that market is really holding strong. So we're seeing luxury really hold up well. The 10-year treasury yield rose a little bit, and we're seeing interest rates for mortgages kind of not do as well this week as they were last week. Last week, we saw mortgage applications way up because 10-year treasury was going down, kind of anticipation of those numbers. People thought that they were going to come in and inflation was going to come in lower, and it's not doing it. It's staying what they call sticky. But if we see this inflation stick like this, it's going to be really hard for the Fed to lower. I know everyone at the Fed was hoping we were going to get some lower inflation numbers this week, and they were going to be able to justify starting to cut those rates, because I think that's what everyone's hoping will happen to make sure we don't hit a recession. These numbers make it tough for them, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens as we move forward. The producer price index was up 0.6%, and it was only expected to be up 0.3%, so it was like double. And as long as those numbers start to trend back up, which they have been right now, I think the Fed's going to be in a really sticky spot. And we've talked about this as it relates to home sales, because even last week, I was reading articles about how much mortgage applications were up, and it was just simply because rates dropped back down below 7% again. But now we're going to tick back up as the 10-year goes up, and I would anticipate I'm going to start seeing a bunch of articles saying mortgage applications drop. That's how sensitive it is right now with what's going on. That being said, all real estate's local. We talk about this all the time. And Arizona is really going crazy right now. We have so much job growth happening here. We have so much new construction, new companies moving headquarters here, and we don't have enough product hitting the market. We know that builders right now are buying land. They're trying to figure out what's going on. They're trying to project out what's going to happen in the future. The thing we do know right now is that we just don't have enough product. And so everything that's good, everything that's priced right, just gets absorbed immediately into the market because we have all these new people moving here. So most people, when they buy a house, they buy the payment. They aren't buying the price of the house. Just like when most people go buy shopping for a car. They shop for a monthly payment. They don't shop for the price of the car. And these rates are really impacting that. So buyers are not discouraged, they're out, but they are limited in what they can do based on their comfort of their monthly payments. And so I think we're gonna have a really strong spring. I think that there's a really good likelihood that we start to see some softening in the overall economy in the United States, and that mid-summer we do see that first Fed rate cut, maybe in July, something like that. And if that happens, I would anticipate that we kind of shoot out of a cannon again, kind of, in that August, September timeframe as rates drop, because I don't see right now supply coming on that's not getting absorbed. I hope that all makes sense. We're going to keep an eye on it. We're going to have a Fed meeting between this filming and our next one, and we'll talk about that. And of course, we're going to talk about any other things that show up in the market, and hopefully maybe my Wildcats are going to win the NCAA championship, maybe in the meantime, who knows. But we'll talk about all that stuff next time, and we'll see how we're doing. But for right now, if you have any questions, please reach out. We'd love to talk to you and see how we can help. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.